Welcome back. As a typologist, I have over 5,000 academia books, and I'm currently going through Assyriology records. I am currently reading Babylonian and Sumerian, rituals and rites, ceremonies and practices. I was reading a hymn by Assurbanipal, and two things struck me, just in this one hymn, a lot of information. First, Assurbanipal's astronomical observations. Once again we are told, Jupiter, great, of the gods, bright, radiance, shine, who goes about amidst the heavens, and gave you the power, to raise, and lower, the most lofty in stature, Marduk, the flaring, sun, light-giving lantern, who in his magnificence, who purifies the unclean, and makes to shine, the greatness of Bel, canal inspector of heaven, is truly great. He is much mightier than the gods, his fathers, the most lofty in stature, Marduk, the flaring, sun, light-giving, lantern, who in his magnificence, who purifies the unclean, and makes to shine. Your shining name is Jupiter, the first-ranking god, the foremost of the foremost, the highest god, who at his rising, makes manifest, a sign, the Pleiades, noble, magnificent, Aegiscalana, the Lord, who, their celestial positions, decide the decisions. 4. Let loose water from the underground sources, cause copious rains, raise huge floods. Second, I decided to check his astronomical observations myself, and I was surprised. It appears the hymn was not written by Assurbanipal, because his observations would have meant that Assurbanipal was only 5 years old. So, let's go through the hymn. I praise your name, Marduk, the most powerful of the gods, the canal inspector of heaven and earth, who was well engendered, and alone is most high. You bear a new ship, Enlilship, Ninsiku-ship, lordship, kingship. You gather all wisdom, total strength, honored ruler, exalted monarch, overpowering, magnificent. They glorified his lordship, prepared battle, Anu, as you are exalted in the heavens, king on earth, the skillful counselor of the great gods, establisher of all habitations, grasper of the discs of the celestial firmament, and all their lands. You are magnificent among the gods. New Dimud beautified your features. The great gods made you hold fast in your hand their tablet of destinies, and gave you the power to raise and lower. They kissed your feet and proclaimed blessing. You, he alone, is king to the enemies, made magnificent for you the decrees, great, of the gods, bright, radiance, sheen, who goes about amidst the heavens, smiter of the skull of Anzu, defeater of the mad dog, the bison, the fishman, divided them, heir of New Dimud, your eyes, is afraid of you. A bow, merciless, arrows, swords, weapons of war. You vanquished broad Tiamat, King U, her spouse. May Babylon exult in you, and Esargil rejoice over you, wherein you pass just and rightful judgment, decide the decisions. 4. Let loose water from the underground sources, cause copious rains, raise huge floods. The greatness of Bel, canal inspector of heaven, is truly great. He is much mightier than the gods, his fathers. He excels in form, is most high in stature, magnificent in his lordly apparel. He summoned the Agigi and the Anunnaki. They kneel before him, and the gods who begot him repose in silence at his feet. To take advice, to consult in lordly consultation, their attention is directed towards Marduk alone. Offerings, incense, censers, stringed inner instruments, harps and are set out. They glorify the builder of Esargil. Babylon rejoices, is exuberant. The Agigi, Anunnaki, the gods and goddesses of cult centers, shrines, and dioceses submit to you. The governors and advisors pray to your majesty. Eldest son of New Dimud, primordial, brave, strong, the merciless storm, raging fire, scorching flame burning the enemy, who in the midst of battle does not fear the clash of weapons and engagement in combat. The most lofty in stature, Marduk, the flaring sun, light-giving, lantern, who in his magnificence, who purifies the unclean, and makes the to shine. May all the gods and every goddess, Anu, Enlil, the constellations, the abyss, the solid ground, Nudimud, along with the Lama gods, Cancer and Pisces, witness the deeds of the Lord of the gods, Marduk, and may they, constantly everlasting, forever present me with the Hasag offerings, pure, which the irascible God, by his exalted command established to give vigor to those endowed with life. Your shining name is Jupiter, the first-ranking God, the foremost of the foremost, the highest God, who at his rising, makes manifest a sign, the Pleiades. Noble, magnificent, Aegisgalana, the Lord, who, their celestial positions, of the Anunnaki, who, lustration rites, rituals, and offerings. Your utterance is most great, Marduk, raging. You are the greatest among all the gods, your divinity the gods. Prince, praiseworthy, shrouded one. In your net on your right is, on your left is Aragil, the strongest one of the gods, in front of you go, the valiant Pleiades. Fire burns, to the right, and left, wherever you have raged. Most honored, most splendid, how splendid he is, the god to whom, subject themselves, his divinity. To all the gods who occupy daises, he munificently endows food and cereal offerings. Marduk, made firm and grasped in his hand the lead ropes, of the Agigi and Anunnaki, the mainstay of heaven and underworld. In the east and west he set up constellations, gave them roads, and passages. Judge of their 4 regions, is your weighty sworn name, the circumspect one, Enlil of the great gods, who establishes the rules of the abyss, gives allotments and food offerings to their great gods. Receive my supplications, accept my humble entreaties, may the God, who pleases you constantly speak favorably to you of me. May Anu, Enlil, and Ea make your mood jubilant and your heart exuberant. May Dankina, your great mother, command you to be at peace in Esagil, which you love. She is venerable, queenly, strong, she is mistress, spouse, goddess, lady, proud, great, lofty, beautiful. O beloved of Tutu, let me live and I will sing your praises. Let me glorify your mighty deeds, O majestic princess, queen of Esagil, goddess of goddesses, queen of queens, elevated queen of all, merciful goddess who loves prayers. I pray to you, proud, raging Lord, may your angered heart find rest, may your enraged mind relent and be appeased. May I find life in your breath, lofty sage of the gods, Marduk. This humble, pious scholar extols the greatness of Zapanitu, the great lady, the spouse of Enblilu, the daughter-in-law of Nudimud, and sings her praises. Altogether, 30 is the number of verses in praise of Marduk, and the greatness of Zapanitu, the great lady, the beloved of Marduk. Rest uninscribed, acrostic. I am Assurbanipal, who has called out to you, give me life, Marduk, and I will praise you. Just in this one hymn, Assurbanipal names the gods from start to finish with their original names, down through to the names of his era, typology. Hasag, or Easadilla Ursag, offerings, means mountain, house of the mountains, or head of the valleys, or the planets, or gods, Anu, Ninurta, Saturn, Ea, Nudimud, Ninsiku, Enki, Tutu, Nabu. Nebo is Mercury, Enlili, Mardosh, Bel, Jupiter. Aegisgalana means the house that rises its head, or whose top is lofty. Zapanitu is the lady of earth, or the earth is the temple. Anunnaki are the humans. Lama gods, Agi, are the constellations, or the constellations of the zodiac. Era, Eragil, Mars, Tiamat, Venus. The goat fish is Capricornus, or one of the 11 monsters, or 11 constellations. The Lama gods, Basu, Usamklu, Masmayu, Mashasu, Lamu, Yuglu, Eridimu, Gertablalu, Amudabrutu, Kulalu, Kizariku. Back to this line, rest uninscribed, acrostic. I am Assurbanipal, who has called out to you, give me life, Marjuk, and I will praise you. Assurbanipal was born 685 BC and died 631 BC, aged 54, but his observations was around 680 BC, so I can check. I set the location in Iraq, Babylon, and set the equinox and solstice, and went through all the equinox and solstices, manually, till I found the observations recorded, and the date of this event is 680 BC, on the vernal equinox, 28th of March 680 BC, when Assurbanipal was only 5 years old. So, what evidences can we use? Typology. 1. Your shining name is Jupiter, the first-ranking god, the foremost of the foremost, the highest god, who at his rising, makes manifest a sign, the Pleiades. Correct, the Pleiades has risen with the bull, and Jupiter. Typology. 2. Prince, praiseworthy, shrouded one. In your net on your right is, on your left is Aragel, the strongest one of the gods, in front of you go, the valiant Pleiades. Correct, the Pleiades appears in front of Jupiter, and the two fired, each side, are Mercury and Saturn. Typology. 3. On your left is Aragel, the strongest one of the gods. Correct, Aragel is Mars. Typology. 4. Cancer and Pisces witness the deeds of the Lord of the gods. Correct, the sun rises in the morning and sets under Pisces, and Cancer is the highest constellation during the vernal equinox. 5. I am Assurbanipal, who has called out to you, give me life. Conclusions. Assurbanipal was born on 28th March, 680 BC, on the very day of the vernal equinox, and the hymn is dedicated to mark Assurbanipal's birthday. It was not an observation he witnessed himself, because while academia can get dates wrong, the stars, however, do not lie. This is why this is recorded specifically as a hymn, and not a normal observation account. Academia, you're wrong.